Hello everybody, and welcome to Minecraft Unoptimized. We've just spawned into a brand new world that I've never seen before. I don't know anything about it, but we're going to make it our home. So, why do I call this Minecraft Unoptimized? Well, here's the thing about me and how I end up playing Minecraft every single time. And I wonder if you're kind of like me. See, I have a bad habit of falling into that trap that many of us do, where we'll play Minecraft for 2 or 3 weeks and have a lot of fun doing it. And then we put it down and we just stop playing it. And I really don't want to do that, because I genuinely love this game. I love all this game is, stands for, and can be. So, this is going to be a bit of an experiment, and we'll see what happens. There might end up being 1 or 2 videos, or this might be a longer series. Only time will be able to tell that. But for now, I think we're just going to have a little bit of fun, exploring a world and enjoying ourselves. So let's take a bit of a glance around. So it looks like we've ended up spawning on an island in the ocean. Looks like we've got an ocean monument out in the distance. That's fun. We'll check that out in a bit. I got the idea for this series from a YouTuber by the name of Low State, where he really inspired me to make the kind of series that I've been wanting to make all along. One that's just slow, takes its time, and focuses on, having some fun. So, I've taken his mod pack that he put together, and I've made it my own. I've added just 1 or 2 little mods that give me some more blocks to work with. Added macaws and chipped. And yeah, so if you're interested in this pack, it is the Better Adventures Plus pack. You can find it on CurseForge, and it's already set up to have really everything you need to get this started. I went ahead and enabled the shaders, got everything set up, and yeah, so this will be a fairly relaxed playthrough. I'm by no means a big YouTuber or even a good YouTuber. A testament to that is I haven't uploaded in almost 7 years. But that's alright. For me, YouTube's a hobby. And so is playing Minecraft. And it's okay to have hobbies. It's okay to pick them up and put them down. That's what they're for. We're not getting paid to play this game. And even if I was, I don't know if I'd want to be, because that makes this work. And, the biggest point about this is I don't want this to be work, I don't want this to be something that I end up coming to hate. This is just supposed to be a fun, relaxing experience. Something nice and slow, and I can, maybe learn a new skill. In this case, getting better at video editing, getting better at cinematography, and hopefully eventually getting better at level design. Because that's going to be one of the big focuses in this is I'm a hobbyist game developer. I like to make games. Now, my games aren't very good, but that's okay. I'm learning. And that's really all that matters. So we take our time out to learn and to grow. So, I'm taking this as an opportunity to learn level design, where I'm going to focus on making set pieces, more or less. Just cozy environments and the like, where I can, just enjoy myself and figure out how to make them. Yeah, that's kind of how we're going to be focusing in on things. Hey there, little buddy. Yeah, how you doing? See, this is the nice thing. In previous gameplays, I wouldn't take the time out to say hello to this guy and watch what he's doing. But in this series, we're okay with that. I mean, we have nowhere to go, nowhere to be. It's just us in this world. And I want to keep it that way for, well, honestly, as long as I can. So let's talk about some of the rules and some of the things I'm doing to help ensure that we play this game in a sustainable way. See, I very much believe in creativity through constraint. If you lock things down to where you can't do everything, that gives you a lot of ideas on how to do something. And a lot of the times, my biggest issue is doing anything. So, taking the time out to do being able to do something is a much easier and much better way to do it. So, I like to add constraints. So the constraints that we're going to be doing for this episode are going to be as follows. 1. I cannot go on a dedicated mining trip. I can pick surface iron, surface coal, things like that. How have I not got a birch sapling? There we go. Thank you. Wow. That took a while. So I can't go mining. And that's going to be the first rule. I can't go mining this episode because traditionally when I play the game, it's sunset on the first day. So I would already be down at Deep Slate looking for diamonds. And that's not how I want to play anymore. Because, sure, I could go get diamonds, and then I would go to the Nether, go to the end, kill the dragon, and then get some elytra, and stop playing. Because realistically speaking, that's historically been my pattern. And I am nothing if not a creature of habit, so I don't want to do that. Instead, I want to take my time and have some fun. So, that's the reason for rule number 1. No mining. Well, no, like, strip mining, or going to a cave. Ooh. With it being night, why don't we go ahead and get out on the water. I love that. That's so great. And I should watch where I'm going. Man, isn't that just gorgeous? Looks like we've got some mushrooms over there. Let's go pick those up. That's rule number 1. I can't go mining. Rule number 2. Today we are going to build a camp. And I guess this is closer to an objective than a rule, but that's alright. So we're going to build a camp. Because... Nah, we can come back to that later. Yeah. We'll build a camp, and that's going to be our... Well, we're going to build out a campsite. And that's going to be our first place to live. And that's really going to be our only big goal for this session, is to build out a camp and take our time doing it. And yeah, that's more or less where we're going. And then the third rule, or third goal, is I'm going to go ahead and build us a sheep pen. And that sheep pen is going to be really important, because that's going to be what lets us get our, build our camp out, so we can have some wool for the tents. So, I'm going to explore for a bit, and if I see anything interesting, I'll let you have a look. Like that. Isn't that nice? I like that. We've got some pretty biomes here. Looks like we're coming up on a building. It looks like a pillager outpost. For sugarcane. Don't mind if I do. Yeah, that looks like a pillager outpost, so we're probably going to steer clear of that for now, especially since it's night. I've been following the river, and looks like we've got some pretty interesting terrain around here. See if I can steer like this. Yeah, looks like we've got some badlands off that direction. We got some sort of light source over there, so that looks like it might be a village. Yeah. So let's head over towards that light source, see what we can find. Looks like I can see it off in the distance now, so we should be getting pretty close. I was getting attacked by a skeleton back there for a sec. Which means this would probably be a good point, good spot to bring up the one of the game rules that I've set. And that game rule is... Ooh, there's a fire. That game rule is keep inventory. Okay, so we've got a lava lake. So, I have keep inventory turned on. Now, a lot of people would say that that's cheating, or, it ruins some of the... Ooh. Ugly. Ooh. Well, anyway, so some people would say that that's cheating, but, I don't particularly care. Let's go ahead and sleep. Yeah, I don't particularly care. See, Minecraft is a game that's meant to be played how you want to play it. Nah, we'll leave this. Whoa, hi buddy. Ooh. Scare me. Yeah, so Minecraft is a game that's meant to be played how you want to play it. Ooh. I don't mind if I do. And since I started playing with my wife, who really doesn't like losing stuff in games, she doesn't like losing progress, and that's something I can totally understand, I've started playing with keep inventory on, and I find that Honestly, I prefer it. It's nice in a survival sandbox game to just not worry too much about the survival aspects of it, or, you know, about losing your stuff. Like, it's not really... It's not fun to me. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Nice. And really, that's a lot of what the game's about, is finding your own fun. So, that's what we're doing, is we're finding our fun. And part of my fun is to not worry about if I die, I lose everything. Especially if I die in, say, a lava pool, or in, like, if I die to a creeper, or if I fall out of the world in the end. It doesn't need to be... like, it doesn't need to suck so bad, you know? Look at that fish. Well, I'll take the bucket. Good work, sir. Like, there's no reason to make the game harder than it needs to be, and if you're not having fun, then why are you playing? Like, you don't have to do things that aren't fun, especially when it's supposed to be a hobby. So, that's why I added keep inventory. Is it a strictly necessary thing? No. Would I do fine without it? Sure. But you know what? I'm enjoying the game this way. So this is the way I'm gonna play. And you absolutely have permission to do it the same. Don't let anybody else tell you how to play your games. And that's really the thing about a hobby and about playing a game, is you can just slow down and do it your own way. Like, you don't have to do it the way anybody else tells you. You don't have to play a game just simply because someone else is. It's something you choose. It's something you do for yourself. And if you're not having fun, why do it? I mean, myself, I'm having a lot of fun just looking around at this. Like, this is gorgeous. And we've got so much here that we could work with. I'm actually almost considering having, well, setting up some protection for this this village and moving in nearby it. I think for now, I might go ahead and set up a camp elsewhere, away from it. Somewhere where we can get these nice views of, we've got the mesa up and over there, and then it goes into those higher mountains, and then we've got the cherry blossom foothills, and then those icy peaks, and I just love that. Like, there's just so much variety, so much life, all right there. And you've got the forest off over in the distance. And you know what? I like the area. Sure, it's a little dry here, but, you know, I'm from the desert, so this is kind of home. Like, this is what home looks like to me. If you can get a tree to live, then you're doing a good job. So, I think I'm going to take some time and look around and find a good spot to set up some camp. Like we're coming up on some sort of structure over here. Let's go go ahead and explore this one. Because sometimes, even if you have a plan, life will give you something else. So let's take a look. Looks like we've got a bit of a watchtower. It's got a bed and a chest. A couple maps, a bunch of rockets. Nice. Bit of paper. We'll leave that for now. You know what? I know I was saying I was going to make a camp. But life's funny that way. Sometimes it'll make your plans change. I'll drop something down for you, and you just gotta go with it. Got the village off over there, and well, the village is within render distance, which means it's within simulation distance, which means if we stay here, the villagers are gonna die. So, as much as it would be fun, I think we'll come back to this tower at a later point. And we'll keep wandering. It does look like a lot of fun. We need some more distance between us and the villagers if we want them to live. So, our search continues. Alright, and with that, we're in a big open plains. We've still got a beautiful view of our mountains, and the village is off that way as a ways, but we won't need to worry about that so much. It's out of render distance. Beyond that, we did pass by a couple sheep on the way here, so I think, even though it's devoid of any trees, this might be a good spot to find a nice site and set down our camp. So I'm gonna look around the area and see what I can find. Man, this chicken is beautiful. Yeah, sir, I'm a little busy. Yeah, well, that's how it goes. So, we're back at the village. Let's go ahead and pass this night. We don't want to deal with this. And actually, that's a good point. Let's take this bed. And let's head back over to where we were. Which I believe, yes, it was this way. So I'll meet you back over there. So as I was traveling on my way over, came across this. Looks like I fell in it. Yeah. Okay. So I came across this. All these kind of stone patterns. And I think that's pretty cool. I might want to incorporate this a bit. I want to get a little away from the biome border. But maybe we set up our campsite at the end of one of these little trails. That could be good. You know, we've got the sheep and the pigs nearby, so shouldn't be too bad. And then we can set up our own little oasis. Could do it right up on top of this hill. And I think think that'd be pretty nice. It's pretty flat, but that's alright. We put in a strand of trees off on this side. I think we'll have a nice view. So, let's put down some basics and get to work. There we go. And now we have a nice, quiet place to take a nap. Good night, sheep. Alright. So let's talk about building. See, something to know is I'm not much of a builder. But something I do believe in, and believe I'll start doing, is working from a reference. See, there's nothing wrong with working from reference. There's nothing wrong with doing the Minecraft equivalent of tracing. But, you know, others might look down on it a bit. Well, what's the harm? I saw this design on Pinterest, and I thought it'd be fun. So, I'm making it. Does it make me any worse of a Minecrafter? No. Does it make me any better? It actually does, slowly but surely. And that's the important thing. Because the big thing with this is I'm taking the idea, I'm taking the main concepts, and I'm running with them. In the end, this will end up being my build, my design, somewhat. And will it matter if I've learned the techniques from someone else? Or if my design isn't unique and my own more than, well, unique and completely from my own head? That's not gonna end well, because then I'll just make ugly stuff, and that won't be fun for anybody. So instead, we'll start with this. It looks like I need a bit more wool, so I'm gonna go collect that up. Most of you have probably noticed by now, but I'm a bit halting and slow of speech, and that's kind of for a couple reasons. But first and foremost, I'm not very good at talking in general, but I think that's okay. Because that's not really what this is all about. It's not so much to hear my voice. It's an enjoyment and an exercise. It's playing Minecraft to play Minecraft. And I hope you're playing along, or doing something you enjoy, and perhaps you've decided to go to sleep to my voice, to which I don't mind. You have a good night's sleep. That doesn't go there. That's something I've been told fairly often, is that people like to go to sleep listening to me. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to be over-the-top exciting all the time. In fact, I think it's good to have a little bit of relaxing every now and again. At least as far as myself goes, a big part of this is a chance for me to learn to speak a little more freely and speak in real time in an environment where it's okay if I screw up, because, well, you miss all the shots you don't take, and as far as I can guess, this video's probably not going to go anywhere. As for myself, most of my videos all have done very well if the video gets 100 views. If it got 100 views, that would be among the top of what I've ever done. If we hit that point, that'll be awesome, but ultimately it doesn't matter. I mean, at this point, I'd be surprised if any of you are still watching. If you are, go ahead and leave me a comment. Tell me how your day's going. And we'll just kind of use that as a marker to know who's made it this far. I don't know how far we'll be quite into the video at this point, but I'm guessing we'll be in the 15 to 20 minute mark, based off of the amount of footage I've got. And it'd be cool to hear. Let me know where you're from. You don't have to give specifics, but, you know, countries or regions of the country is pretty cool. I myself, I'm from the United States, and specifically I'm from the Rocky Mountains. It's a highland desert, and it's a pretty nice place. I like it. It's my home. I've been born and raised. That's why I really like to see these mountains off in the distance. They're, well, they feel just right. So, yeah. Hope y'all are having fun. So I'm having fun. And I know I'm a little slow and halting in speech, and perhaps not the most entertaining yet, but that's the great thing. Right now, it's yet. If I keep working at it, have some fun, we'll be able to go somewhere someday. Good. But there's no rush on anything. We're just here to have a good time. So let's just do that, you know? I'm liking how this is coming together. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be. And that's really the most important thing, is nothing here needs to be perfect. Got stone tools. Ooh. An epic stone shovel. Nice. Yeah. We don't need to go crazy and do all this stuff. We can just sit back and enjoy. And actually, I think a ridge line would look nice. at the top of this. So let's go ahead and throw that up top. That way this looks like it has a little bit of support. Let's see if we can hang a lantern in here. Let's make a fence post. And grab our other lantern. Here we go. That's a bit low. Let's bring it up. What about lantern on its own? Yeah, it's alright. We can go ahead and move our bed in. And yeah, there you go. Spawn point set. Now the campsite's a bit bare right now. It's it's just very basic. Got one building, a little bit of storage. And I think it'd be nice to have, a pile of crates somewhere and go from there. But that's what we got the trees growing for. Whoop! Hello! We seem to have angered all of them. Perhaps it would be best to go to bed. Alright. So we've got our tent. Next up on the list is some storage and an animal pen. So let's get started on that. Which it would also be good. Saw some burning over here, so let's hope we can sneak a bone. If we can get a bone, we can get a little bone meal. And using that, we can get a bit of wheat. Ooh, perfect. We can use that wheat to go ahead and lure the sheep over when we're ready. Let's go ahead and get all that started. Now, one of the things this pack has that I actually disabled was the automatic tree chopping. Because, well, I don't mind it, and what I've actually done is I set it up as an enchantment. So I can go ahead and break the bottom, and as you can see, the tree doesn't break, but that is something that is by default turned on this pack. But I've gone ahead and disabled that, and instead we have it set so that it'll be an enchantment later on. And when we do have that enchantment, that'll be a nice change that we'll have. That'll make, well, it'll be a really good feel-good progression, because that's one of the things that I think makes a difference, is if you have some feel-good progression, that helps out in making sure you stick around. Because really that's the goal, and always been the goal of this series, is to make Minecraft a game that you stay with. And if things feel good, well, that makes a difference. And so, while I don't mind here, right now, we're just going to go ahead and leave it off, and then I'll get that enchantment, and I will be very happy when I do get it. It's important to give yourself rewards now and then, because if you don't, there's not much worth it to living life. I mean, you just keep grinding, keep working away at your job or whatever, and you don't do anything for yourself, you're gonna grind yourself down to nothing. So take the time to treat yourself. Take the time to enjoy, be happy. Because life's not just about work. I mean, I know for myself, I'm a software engineer, which partly explains the optimization problem, but if I sit here and solve problems all day and I don't make sure that I'm enjoying myself, I'm just gonna burn myself out. And burning myself out is kind of part of the reason that I'm doing this series. I've been working on a game. I've been working on a game and I burned myself out. I built out a system that was really incredibly helpful and useful, and it's a great system, or at least I thought it was going to be, and it ended up being, it's only a couple thousand lines of code, but for a game system when I'm a first-time game developer, it got pretty complicated, and finally finished building it out, and it didn't work. And that's the life of a software engineer. It's it's very rare that the first time you build something in the first try it'll work. In fact, if it does, usually that means there's something worse wrong with it, because it means that the errors are invisible instead of easy to find. But I was grinding away at getting that fixed, getting that running, and I exhausted myself on it. And making the game wasn't fun anymore. And so, I'm taking a break. And that's okay. Does it mean I'm abandoning the project? No. I think I'll make that game. One of these days. But for now, we can take it slow. We can take a break. Because sometimes it feels good to stop and smell the roses every now and again, That's just what I think. Whereas others might say, if you put down a project for a while, I find that it gets easier to work on when you do come back to it. My axe broke, so we'll finish off this tree nice and slow. But yeah, if you take a break from it, when you do come back to the project, you tend to do a lot better on it. That's one of the nice things about being human, having a subconscious mind, is it'll do a lot of the work for us. And it'll work away at the problem and find ways to solve it. And, when you come back later, you'll have a little more experience, a little more know-how. So the next time you pick it up, well, it'll be a lot easier. And maybe even a lot more successful. So, I'm not too worried about it. Alright. Let's go round up some sheep. Come on, buddy. Hey, buddy. Come on in, guys. Welcome to your new home. I hope you enjoy. And, well, we'll get you something to eat next time. How's that sound? So we've got some sheep. Looks like we've got one more wayward sheep. I think next up is probably to make this area look a little prettier. So we can start focusing on that. Oh, right. We need our pile of barrels. Let's get that. That'll make a nice start. We go 3, 4, and we'll grab these two. And put the double chest there. Then we can sneak in a little bit of storage in the tent for something a little more orderly. And I think it'd be good, let's see. I think it'd be good to get some flowers. Yeah. And then maybe let's plant some trees around this place too. I think that sounds good. Why don't we go for a couple of big oak trees? And we can get a big oak tree. We go ahead and on the corner, one away, we go 1, 2, 3. And this helps make sure that the oak tree that grows has some branches. So we'll have one there. Let's have one maybe right here. 1, 2, 3. Third one right here. 1, 2, 3. And why don't we have one right here as well? So we can have 2 trees growing nice and close together. Put one here. 2, 3. And we'll let these guys grow up in a little bit. And that'll get us a little bit of coverage on this side. In the meantime, I'll probably empty my inventory and then let's go get some flowers. I do really like how they've changed the lilacs. You know, I think some of this mud would be perfect for having us some extra ground material to break up the shape of our camp floor. Maybe a bit of moss too. Moss is useful. Grab a little bit of acacia. Just be good to have. And perfect. I was hoping to get a couple of flowers like this. And that should be just about everything we need. Ooh, nice. We'll grab all these guys. Sun's beginning to set, so let's go ahead and head on back home. Ooh, found some rooted dirt. Gonna sneak some of this. That stuff's useful. Oh. Got a couple flowers down. A couple more over here. Let's work on some of this. Not really liking the path blocks, but they made a good indicator at first, so let's swap them out for other things. Alright, we've got some benches put in now, so we can take a look at these. Oop. So we've got a couple of acacia benches. This is from the handcrafted mod. This is one of the handful of mods that I went ahead and added in. And yeah, we have stars to a base. Is it very pretty? Well, it's not crazy good. But this is a nice start. Also, how did you grow like that? That's rude. Well, it looks like I might have to look into how this works again. It's been a little while since I've done this, but apparently this isn't the way to do it. So that's okay. we can take our time and just keep learning things. For now, we'll just have the trees in, and then maybe I'll make some custom trees later. But the most important thing to remember is not to bite off more than we can chew. So, I think for now this will be good. Maybe we'll throw up... We've got some shears. Let's go grab some leaves and throw up a couple of little bushes. That should be good. A material I often find myself not working with is leaves. I don't often work with them. But to be fair, I haven't worked with them much in the past. Well, I haven't worked with them much at all, so I don't really know what I'm doing with them. And that's okay. Part of this is learning how to use these materials and what to do with them. And yeah, I think, why don't we throw a path? Just kind of make a little bit of a path, heading off in this direction, just to make our camp feel a little more permanent. And we can mix in a little bit of packed mud. There. And there we go. Need to add a little bit more here, just for that transition, make that a little nicer. And then I suppose we should extend out the path just a bit off into the distance. And I think I'm happy with that. We can work on integrating things more later, but for now, we accomplished all of our goals. We have the basics of a camp set up. This will be enough storage to get us started, and yeah, got a village nearby we can start working with, and should be good. So, I think that's about it. Bye!